Alright, so this is our video on how to actually create the 60-60-60 or the equilateral triangle using the timber cutter. Okay, so in the previous video I showed you how to already use a protractor to create your 60-60-60 triangle, your equilateral triangle. But now we're actually going to make it out of the material for your project. As always, a couple things that you're going to need to make sure that you do. Make sure you have your safety glasses and also your timber cutter. Please remember our safety when using the timber cutter, we never pick it up by the blade. Okay, we never blow sawdust. Alright, so the equilateral triangle that we're going to create, obviously all of your three angles are 60 degrees. And because it is an equilateral triangle, all of your sides have to equal up as well. This particular equilateral triangle, all of your sides are 3 inches. So the first thing I'm going to do is, again, obviously I'm going to get my material. Okay. And then, because I know my sides are 3 inches, I am going to measure 3 3-inch pieces of material. Okay, so I can go ahead and use my protractor to do this, because my protractor again has a ruler here on the bottom. So I'm going to measure 3 pieces that are 3 inches long. Okay, so there's one. My second piece. And then my third piece. Okay, and remember our rule: measure twice, cut once. Measure twice, cut once. So I'm going to just double check my measurements just to make sure that we're good. And then we will get our timber cutter and then begin cutting our 3 pieces. Alright, so that's good. Looks good. Keep my workspace neat. So now I have my timber cutter. Again, we don't pick up the timber cutter by the blade, pick it up by the base. So I'm going to slide my material in, and then on the left side of your timber cutter, you'll be able to see your actual blade and where the blade lines up with the material. On the right hand side, there's a little bar that's in the way, so you really can't see the blade. So look through the left hand side of your timber cutter to make sure that your timber cutter cuts right on, well, directly on the line that you drew. So there's my first piece, second piece, and my final piece. Alright, so now I have 3 fairly equal sizes of material. Okay, so since I'm making a 60-60-60 triangle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut each end of my triangle at 30 degrees, and then when I put those two together, so I could cut this side at 30, cut this side to 30, and when they come together it will be a 60-degree angle. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to, and again, you're going to look at your timber cutter and you're going to you'll see the degree marks. There's 60, 30, 45, and 75. So I'm going with the 30-degree angle here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide my material right along that 30-degree line. And you want to make sure that it's lined up as best as you can. And then once it's lined up on that 30-degree mark, so there I have a 30-degree angle. Okay, so I'm going to do this on both sides of my timber material. Okay, so then I'm going to line up this side best as I can. So this is what you want. You want your angles cut towards each other. Okay? Cut towards each other. Sorry, that wasn't on the video. Like that. Okay? So that one's done. Then I'm going to cut both the other pieces just like that. Again, do your best to get them matched up as close as possible. Now there are other tools that you can get a perfect angle, but we don't have that. But with the timber cutter, it works just fine. So here's the second, and then my final piece. Let me get some of this material out. Again, remember, we never blow sawdust, we never blow materials. We always gently tap them out of the timber cutter. All right, so that is done. Now what we'll find is, actually there's a little piece left over here. What you'll see now is that these pieces come together and actually fit quite nicely to make my equilateral triangle. Now, as always, what you will do with your materials is you never pour glue on your material. You put a little bit of glue on the side and then glue it. Actually, this one I want to put it on both sides. Voila. What you'll do is you'll just put this, make sure this is on your perforated board, okay, as you put it together, and as you glue it, put it inside your locker and let it sit overnight, and you are done. That is what you'll need for your 60-60 triangle. Actually, one of the things I want to just show you is just, actually I'll take this apart just to show you how well these two match up together. Okay. So again, use the process, doesn't change when you're using your protractor. The only thing that changes are the measurements, how large you want your protractor to be. Okay, so again, great job. I look forward to seeing you guys finish projects. And remember, safety first, measure twice, cut once. Okay, make sure that you look at your measurements that you have on all of your pieces. Don't just start cutting, but look at your measurements and then make the marks on your material first. Once you make the marks on your material, then go ahead and measure twice, cut once, and then go ahead and cut it out. That's it. Have a great day.